Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. It's Hani here. Welcome to Cookie Decorating Live. I am so thrilled and absolutely delighted to be visiting with you today. Whether you are watching on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram, it's our first time streaming to Instagram. Hello, everyone. I'm Hani, your host and founder of Hanielas.com, my sweet and savory food blog where I share recipes and cookie decorating tutorials. If you are new to the live stream, please consider signing up for the newsletter. You can click on a QR code that you see in the upper right corner, and it will take you to a new page where you can sign up. This is a free newsletter, and I don't send a lot of emails. I usually send a couple of emails a week. I send a reminder about the live stream and also reminders about new tutorials that you can check out. Let's see who is here today in the comment section. Folks, if you are watching in Instagram, I cannot see your comments. They're not being populated here in my streaming studio. So you can hop on over to YouTube if you'd like. And I can see your comments there. Hi, Kathy. How is it going? Hi, Byron. Oh, you're so kind. Always very caring. And I appreciate you. Thank you. Hello, Margaret. Hi, Heather. We missed you last time. Hello, Beatrice. Hello, Araceli. Hello, hello. A new name. Welcome. Hi, Sally. Oh my gosh, you made it. So glad you're here. Oh, you're in Mexico. Hello. Hola. Hello, Izzy from California. Hello, Judy. Am I right? Jet Set 44? I think it's Judy. How is it going, guys? How are you guys? So today I've got a really fun tutorial prepared for you. We are going ahead with a fall theme. I decided to show you how to make super colorful and cozy and perfectly germane to the fall season, fall teacup cookies with an apple twist. Let me show you what we are going to make. And what's great about this project is that you can flip it and make it a Christmas project or for any holiday. For example, if you want to make a Christmas or a winter project, you could easily make a snowflake, wet on wet snowflake. If you remember last year, I showed you how to do that in a live stream, and you could add a snowflake, use different colors, and you've got a new cookie project ready to go. Okay, let's see who is here. Hola, Sandra. Hello from Yucatan. Exciting. Hello, hello. Heather, well, I was in the middle of nowhere last week and having a great time with my sweetie. Oh, that's fantastic. Fantastic to get off the grid. All right, guys, let me show you what happened in 2 weeks. So I don't know if you've seen my new YouTube videos. Let me take this off so we can see each other. Hello, hello. I released a couple of new tutorials, a turkey cookie tutorial. This is up on my YouTube channel, great for Thanksgiving. And last week I released, and I know many of you use this recipe for small batch royal icing, but I've never really done a video for this. So this is up on my YouTube channel. In this recipe, I use meringue powder. And I'm going to release a new tutorial that uses fresh egg white because some of you were mentioning in last live streams that you don't have access to meringue powder. So I thought I would show you how you can easily make it using fresh egg white. And guys, if you'd like to support live stream, it's super easy. You can just like the video or share it. And that tiny little action helps algorithm to understand that this video is worth watching and it will be viewed by wider audience. Okay, thank you so much. Also today I released two new tutorials on Patreon, pumpkin pie cookies, and also these adorable fox cookies. So you can find that if you're a member of the Patreon club on Patreon Haniela's Cookie Club, you can find those tutorials there. All right, and did I forget anything? Oh, yes, here. The newsletter for the live stream, it's already out. Those of you who are subscribed to the cookie decorating newsletter have already gotten this in your email. You can also grab it. Let me get the link for the newsletter. Okay, here it is. So I'm gonna pop this into the comment section, and you can get it from there. All right. So this is a free newsletter. Thank you, Heather. So this recipe makes for the small batch. It makes about 1.5 cups. I think Sally can answer that question perhaps even better than I can, because I honestly I rarely make a small batch, but 1.5 cups. I'd say maybe 12 cookies. I would say that's my estimate. I usually make like 4 batches or more of my regular standard 2-pound powdered sugar batch. So, oh, friend Jeremy cannot join today. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope everything is okay. I'm sure he's working very, very hard. So Sally, while I have you here, I know you've used the mini batch or small batch. Okay, maybe you can chime in. How many cookies are you normally able to decorate with that batch? I would say 12 cookies, I think. All right. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started with the first step, and that's the base. So I've got this is a classic teacup shape that I have. I think many of you probably have this one. I use the yellow marker, and we're going to get going with the flooding. I feel like there's a little bit of a lagging here, but I hope you can view this okay. I'm using 15-second consistency. This is very kind of light ivory icing. You just need to add a touch of food coloring to make this color. It doesn't have to be super dark. Yes, it does. I agree. It does depend on the design. If you're making little decorations, but I mean, like for the flooding, I think definitely at least 12 cookies. And then if you need to make some maybe transfers or something like that, you can use that. But you can't make too many colors with it. Hi, Angie. How is it going? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do wet on wet decorating. You know how much I love that. So we're going to, while this is wet, but first we have to make the orange. But while this is wet, we're going to pop in blue color. Oh, this blue color, it's so pretty. And I used Sapphire Pro Gel food coloring for that blue color. But first I'm gonna come in with this orange. This is light orange. And then we are going to create kind of like a swirl with darker orange in the middle. Oh, that's wonderful. Oh, now it's the best time to be outside. It's not too cold yet, nor it's too hot. So enjoy it while you can. All right, so this is still wet, and I'm going to switch to that blue icing, and it's also about 15-second consistency. At this time, it doesn't look like much. I'm just piping these kind of oval shapes. I'm piping 5 oval shapes. If you haven't done this technique before, I suggest that you maybe take some time and practice on a piece of parchment or wax paper or even a plexiglass before you do it on the cookie. Or you can do it on a cookie and then scrape it off if you're not happy with it. And now I'm gonna come in with the scribe tool, and I'm starting in the middle of that single dot and pulling the icing down and then dragging the remaining dots so they meet in the middle, creating a kind of like a branch, or yeah, let's call it a branch, like this not floral, but like leaves, let's say. I don't know what this could be. Somebody who knows their botanical terms, I don't know. Yeah, a branch. Let's say a branch. It could be grass or something like that. And you could do this in different colors, obviously, but I'm using blue, nice contrast color. And now I'm doing a zigzag line. Do you know why I'm doing a zigzag line? This is to help mitigate cratering. We're going to let this crust before we can move on. Oh, must be a pumpkin spice latte. Yes, this could be, but I am making. Well, you could make it pumpkin and maybe throw in some apple. Oh, it's raining where you are. I'm sorry to hear that. Yes, or you could eat the cookies. That's a good idea too. Okay, so let me show you what the next step is. So let's remove this from the screen and let's have a look at the next step. So here we're just going to add this foot. And for this, I'm using 15-second consistency. If you're really struggling with cratering, you can use 20-second. But like I said, I added that zigzag line and it does help mitigate cratering. And after this, we are going to let it dry completely. Drying time, it varies depending on your climate, but in general, it takes about 8 to 12 hours of drying time. I like to set my cookies on a flat tray, and if I can, I have a fan running close by. It helps promotes air circulation, and it just creates a nice sheen on the icing so it doesn't dry flat. All right, and the next step, we're going to do something that I don't think I've showed you before. Now, I like to use stencils, and this tutorial comes with, it's actually already on Patreon. I released a new transfer sheet on Patreon. For those of you who are on Patreon, it's available there. Oh, yes, exactly, yes. From Alice in Wonderland. You could definitely do that. Let me show you how I made the stencil. This time I didn't use a Mylar sheet because some of you probably don't have the Mylar sheet or you're running out or something. So I ended up using a transparent lid from yogurt. It's a thick plastic, so if you're not a fan of using an X-Acto knife, this may not be ideal for you. But I use X-Acto knife all the time, so I decided to use this to create a little stencil. However, you can also make transfers with the transfer sheet. So I'm going to show you how to do the transfers, or you can use a stencil. Using a stencil, it's a bit faster than making the transfers, realizing transfers. Those you have to pipe, let them dry, and so on. With the stencil and using real icing, it's fairly easy to do. What I'm doing here, I taped masking tape onto the plastic, and now I'm just tracing the shape onto the tape. Because if you were to do it directly on the plastic, you can smear that easily, and then you won't have the nice outline. And now we're just going to cut that out. To avoid problems, my name, tell me Miss Soledad. Miss Sole? Miss, okay. Avoid problems. I'm already having, hi Karen. I'm already having problems. Hello, hello, long time no see. So all we have to do now is peel that masking tape, and we have a cute little stencil that we can use to create a tea bag tag, right? Here is a glimpse of how you would make transfers. So I've got the template in a protector sheet, and I'm piping directly onto the protector sheet. My protector sheet is secured on a firm, flat surface. I use plexiglass here. And you have to let these dry for about 8 to 12 hours. They're not huge, but they need some time to dry. You could use these on your teacups instead of a stenciled teacup if you prefer. That's up to you. I actually made these, so I might have to use them for another project. I just have to think of what that would be. Okay, so now the last step for this teacup is the stenciling part. That's what I'm going to be doing. So I've got my stenciling place, and we're going to use thick consistency royal icing here. I'm using a star tip. It's just the icing I had on hand. You don't have to use a star tip, obviously. And you want to spread this in even layer over the stencil. Try not to kind of shift the stencil as you are spreading it across. You could employ some magnets on the side of the plastic to help keep it from sliding. And there is your tea bag tag. Is that how it's called? Tea bag tag? Here's another take. This one I'm placing it on the opposite side. All right. And we will be right back. We just need to, I think, oh, I'm so tired. We need a little bit of a break for the ice. And this week, I am so excited to share with you. We've got Kathy sent me her awesome mini set. I love that these are about two inches across, Kathy. I love these so much. It's a lot of work, guys, and I've never seen a bed like that. That was my first observation. So cute. It's in the middle, if you can see, pink bed upside down. That's how they like to sleep. We actually found a bed like that sleeping on our house where we lived in Pennsylvania. And I also have a whole new set from Sally. So let's enjoy what Sally made in the last 2 weeks. Now, Sally donates all her treats to wonderful causes, to a homeless shelter, and also to a local hospice every week. And I just think it's so generous and incredible of her. I love these gnomes. Oh, they are one of my favorites. I love gnomes for every season. And these ghosts, I mean, I've seen the ghosts like this on Pinterest, and I don't know why I didn't make them this year. They're adorable. Look at these. I absolutely love these. They're so striking. So striking. Love it. Sally was so productive this 2 weeks. Look at these. What are they called? The borigados? The little Brazilian treats? I have to try those. And those cute little ghosts. All these tutorials, Sally has them on her blog, or most of them, I think. Lots of spiders this season. Look at this. I love this. I like both colors, but I really prefer the white ones. Oh, they are called brigadeiros. That's how they're called. The little balls that you saw. So thank you, both of you, for sending your treats. If you made some cookies, guys, or either inspired by one of my tutorials, or maybe you created your own designs, don't hesitate to share them with us. I would love to share them with the world. Yes, I couldn't agree more. Thank you, Kathy, also for sending your treats. I love those Halloween cookies. They're adorable. And now back to the fall teacup cookies. So now what we are going to do, we are going to add apple. I guess Heather is right. I should have sticked with a pumpkin shape, but I really like apples. And for this, I'm using, this is like a soft piping consistency. It's a tiny little apple. You could easily make this into a pumpkin with orange icing. And because it's soft piping, it's a bit more fluid than piping, and I'm able to kind of smooth it just by agitating it with the scribe tool. Let it crust for about 5-10 minutes, and then you can add a stem and also a leaf. I totally agree. 2000%. Now we're just going to outline, but I decided to just keep the outline to the minimum. I tested it on one cookie and I wasn't too fond of the whole outline. So I'm just going to outline the mouth and then kind of add a line across like this, and that's it. And then you can also add a decorative kind of a pattern, like a swirl on the handle if you'd like. Oh, and I think I forgot one more thing. I don't know if it's included in a video. Oh, there. If you make a mistake, don't worry about it. Just scrape it off. My icing is dry. Remember, we let everything dry because if you want to stencil, you have to let it dry because you're putting some pressure on the icing. So if your icing is not fully dry, you're going to mess up the surface and it's not going to look as nice. And we're still missing something. We're missing, and I forgot to include that, unfortunately. We're missing, you can see it here. Oh, let's see if I can switch this up. We are missing a little, like a thread or a string, I should say. Little string. So I made the string with brown. And what's great is that the outline made it possible so it looks like it's inside, you know what I mean? And for this, you want to use the same consistency you used for the stem on the apple. So it's like a piping consistency that I used. And the last thing to bring this all together, I ended up making mini apple cookies because I've got apples on the teacups and I also wanted to make some mini apple cookies. So I've got a bunch of these and it ties together really nicely as a set or even as a platter. You can display it on a platter. And with the minis, everybody loves minis. So I'm using 15-second. You can also get away with 20-second here. And I'm blending in that kind of light ivory we used on the teacups just to give it some shading. And then we have to let this crust and then we can add the stems. And I'm going back and forth like a zigzag line, making the stem. And now to make the leaf, you've seen me do this many, many times. What you want to do, you want to find a seam on your tip-less piping bag and then cut the piping bag, flatten the seam so it's on the side, and cut the bag so the longer end of the cut is on a seam like so. So it looks like almost like a petal tip. And now with the seam up, we can pipe the leaf. And you can see my icing is on a thicker side. It's not a super runny icing. It's a thicker icing, so it doesn't spread too much and it can hold this nice shape. And that's how you can make these adorable teacup cookies with an apple twist. On here is the stencil, so you get a closer look. This is the stencil from the yogurt lid. I had something else, completely else planned for these lids, but now I forgot that I could use them to make stencils. And because it's a little thicker, so it's sturdy. It's not so flimsy. I had like 30 of these. I was going to do something completely different, a craft, but then I was like, oh, why don't I do that? And it works really well. And as you can see, it's really, really quickly done with this. So you don't have to pipe anything onto the acetate and you have to let it dry and so on. So I hope you enjoyed today's live stream, guys. Our schedule, let's have a look. We are going to be back on November 5th. So that's going to be after Halloween. I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful Halloween, guys. I recently purchased a dish towel that I have in my kitchen that reads, baking is cheaper than therapy and you can get cupcakes. Oh, it's so true. I can't wait to bake something myself. I usually bake everything for work, but I think I'm gonna bake something. It is therapy because you kind of I find it very relaxing. Not the cleaning up afterwards, but it's part of it. All right, guys. Do you guys have any plans for Halloween? I was gonna say Thanksgiving. I don't want to jump right into Thanksgiving, but it's gonna be here before we know it. You can also find the schedule on my blog under a tab that says classes. It's listed there. And guys, if you enjoyed today's live stream, don't forget to give it thumbs up or a like or a heart wherever you are watching from. I truly, truly relish the chance I have to spend time with you every time to chat and connect. Happy Halloween, everyone. And I will see you in 2 weeks. Have a good one, guys.